story of the future, but also the past of these organizations. There was a time in the world, Maniac, where these two were the best in the world. They were vying versus each other, and Team Liquid had so many issues taking down Astralis and sometimes succeeded. But now we have a completely different story.
Yeah, it's a sign of times that pass, right? I mean, if you are a fan of Counter-Strike, if you've been around for years now, you're accommodated with the name of Liquid, with the name of Astralis, with the Xyp, with the Glaives of the world, with the NAF, with the Elite. These are major titles. We see some of their encounters in the past. But we have to be real. We have to address the situations. None of these teams are where they used to be. None of these teams are every day near the glory that they had. They are only fighting to make it to the legend stage. This is where we find them. One of these teams is not going to be the legend at the major. SHOX or Xyp will lose their title of all Legends Major Club. That is going to happen today. And this is a sign of the evolution of Counter-Strike as a whole. And I don't think I'm ready. I'm not equipped with it.
No.
It messes with my brain.
We've been talking about it all morning, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get nervous just by this point, you know, but it's an incredibly impressive stat. You know, was it 16 majors in a row that
would be
reached
17 if they make it.
17 if they make it. I mean, that's insanity. Insanity, what a legacy. And you know, I'm not sure none of them are ready to leave it behind, I think.
No.
So it's nerve-wracking for me, almost from an empathetic point.
I know.
I think champions, a champion is not just someone who wins the trophies, but is someone who gets back up when it isn't going their way. So in that regard, let's look at kind of the play we have seen out of these two teams. Let's start with Astralis, who yesterday, I think, disappointed a lot of fans, and I think upset a lot of expectations by not being able to beat a very, very strong Team Spirit. Give me the cliff notes of what went wrong and what we cannot see from Astralis again today, Maniac.
Quite honestly, I was shocked by the Astralis and how they displayed their performance against Spirit. I had a narrative in my head. I was ready to give Spirit a map, but I thought Astralis would fight back, would be pushing to a third, and then the nerves might kick in for Spirit. This is where the experience of the Xyps and the Glaives of the world would kick in. None of that actually happened. None of that happened. Spirit pushed over the line on overpass, and then they made easy work of Astralis on Ancient, a map that Astralis had put so much effort into building in their map pool. They've been outclassed by Spirit, and it changed the whole story. It changed the whole vision we have of Astralis.
Yeah, and I think you know, some of the things that we mentioned before in previous matchups is that T side, can they find solutions? What is the key victory point for Astralis? And I believe that it's Config. He needs to put up numbers. He's been underperforming compared to the last 3 months. I think he has a 114 rating in past 3 months, and at this event only on 0.96.
When we look across the board, right, their CT sides are incredibly solid. They are willing to do more proactive moves there. But on the T side, they may have a plan, but for some reason, they do not pan out.
There's a lot to unpack as we hear the roars going in the venue. There's a lot to unpack from this graphic. I want to